Well, at the University of Sheffield, I'm the chair in operations and technology management. And they basically looked for somebody with my unusual management and engineering and science background, because they wanted somebody who could work across the Faculty of Management and interact very nicely with people in engineering and science and the medical school. So I was brought in for that reason, and I'm also the director of the Emerging Technology Supply Chain Management Research Centre. Before I was at Sheffield, I was at the University of Ottawa, where I was the Power Corporation professor in the management of technological enterprises. And how I got there's a bit of a long story, but to keep it short, I started off doing work in engineering and science. I did some work in research in biomedical engineering. I went into high volume manufacturing, where I was bringing in advanced technologies into a large manufacturing facility. And there I found that the big challenge wasn't the technological problems, but the interaction of technology with human and organizational systems. And I realized that there wasn't so much known about that, and I decided that I would go and pursue a PhD, and I've focused in this area ever since. Well, the challenge that universities have is that we're all specialists, which makes sense in a university environment. But if you start to look at societal challenges, be they opportunities or problems, these are all interdisciplinary in nature. And so we have a difficulty that quite reasonably and historically we've been focused in very, very specific, tight areas. What we really need to go and transfer the benefits of our fields into outside of the university. What we need is a more interdisciplinary approach. Well, the frustration that the business sector often has is that the university is very focused in a specific area, and if they have a specific tightly defined problem, then working as a specialist in that area makes sense. But the people in industry are much more flexible in their background, and very often they'll come out very narrow from a university in a specific field, and they'll have to become much broader once they're in industry. So there's an expectation when they work with universities that they're going to be working from a narrow basis, but when the universities, either because of the structure within a research group, or there are individuals who are comfortable working across disciplines, then the industry is usually quite, or the industry people are usually quite happy, because there are opportunities to do things with universities that they couldn't do before. So one of the big parts of my work at the University of Sheffield is to look and see how we can extract value from existing scientific research. The challenge, of course, is that the academics are very good at doing research, which is at what people will often refer to as early technology readiness levels, and industry is looking for something that can be put to market at high technology readiness levels. And when I say industry there, it's a bit narrower a statement than it should be, because not only are we looking at economic benefit potentially, but we're looking at social benefit as well. So governments, non-profits are also looking for things that are a high technology readiness level. So my interest and my work is focused on how we move from this low TRL, which the universities and the specialists are well set up for, to the higher TRLs. And this journey has historically been a series of serendipitous events or projects that had potential but never really got anywhere. So I'm interested in the underlying pathway from low TRL to high TRL, and how we move technology from low readiness to high readiness, so that we can do so in a less serendipitous and a more efficient and effective manner. So the universities are more and more structured for doing this, but historically have not focused on this, have looked more at the knowledge discovery mission and the teaching mission of the university. So the universities are evolving to try and become better at this. And the big difficulty and big challenge that I see right now is that there's a tendency to look at a promising technology and take the sort of the traditional VC approach that will find a good potential product and will try and drive forwards into that marketplace. And with an exciting scientific discovery, what often we find is that there are potentially dozens of different possible applications, and the best way to market is not necessarily to go after the biggest, most attractive market, but to go after the market segments where the market will basically pull you in and allow you to develop experience and a foothold in the marketplace and develop the technology and the product and underlying processes better, so that these other markets, which in the long run may provide more economic or social benefit, will be much easier to attain.